Hey, Miami scholars, my math students, today is all about dividing decimals. So let's first review our terms in any division problem. So let's do 8 divided by 4 equals 2. Let's talk about these terms. The large number that you are dividing out or breaking up into smaller groups, that's called your division. And the number of parts you're breaking that up to, or the number that you're dividing by, is your divisor. And of course, the answer to a division problem is a quotient. So we're going to use those terms throughout the day. So what I want to look at first is we're going to look at 3 problems, and I want you to see the patterns in these problems. So we're going to start with a standard division problem of 685 divided by 5. So we're going to be counting by 5s a lot today. So we're going to do 5 times 10, of course, is 50. And I know that then 5 times 100 is 500. And that gets me pretty close to this 685. So I'm going to put in 100 groups of 5. And so I'll subtract my 500, giving me 5 minus 0, which is 5. 8 minus 0 is 8, and 6 minus 5 is 1. So I have 185. Well, 50 is still kind of low, so I'm going to think doubled. So I'm going to double my 10 to give me 5 times 20. 5 times 20 is 100. Well, that would get me closer. So I'm going to put 20 groups in. 20 times 5 is 100. So I'll subtract 100 from this. So that gives me 85 left. Now I want to think about how close I am with this number 100. So I can count backwards by 5. So 5 times 19, of course, is 95. Oh, now I'm just 10 off. I know that that's 2 more, so 19, 18, 17. So 5 times 17 would be 85. So let's put 17 more groups of 5 in and subtract 85 from my total, giving me a remainder of 0. Just need to add these up. So 100 plus 20 is 120, plus 17, so 120, 130, 137. So the total here is 137. That is my quotient. So I want you to notice that when I do 685, and I divide that by 5, I end up with 137. So then the next problem that I want to look at is I want to look at the problem 6 and 85 hundredths divided by 5. So now all of a sudden I have a different problem with a decimal. So when you have a decimal as a dividend, so when the decimal is a dividend and your divisor is a whole number, then all you need to do is think about moving that decimal up into your quotient box in the exact same place that it is in the dividend. And so what I want to do now is I want to say, I can solve this using the standard algorithm. I know that 5 goes into 6 one time. 1 times 5 is 5, so I can subtract this out and I end up with 1. Then I want to bring my 8 down, and that gives me 18. Well, I know that 5 goes into 18 3 times, and I'm going to put it on this side of the decimal now. So you're going to keep all of your numbers lined up. 3 times 5 is 15. When I subtract that out, 8 minus 5, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that's going to give me 3. And then I bring my 5 down for 35. I know that 5 times 7 is 35. So this is going to go in 7 times. 7 times 5 is 35. I subtract that out and have a remainder of 0. Now, when you look over here, and I can make this a little bit easier to make some sense out of, my answer, my quotient here was 137. Here in this problem, 6.85 divided by 5 gave me 1.37. Now let's extend this a little bit further. Now let's do the problem 68.5 5, or 68 and 5/10 divided by 5. So now I can see that there is a decimal on the dividend part of my problem. So I'm going to move it up here into my quotient. 5 goes into 6 one time. 1 times 5 is 5. Subtract this out, and I get 1. Now I bring my 8 down. 5 goes into 18 3 times. I'm going to put that here. Again, you need to keep it lined up with where you're working. 3 times 5 is 15. So subtract 15. I end up with 3, and I bring my 5 down, making this 35. 5 goes into 35 7 times, and remember, I'm going to put it on this side of the decimal now. 7 times 5 is 35. So hopefully you see that there's a pattern when we work a problem out this way. So we have 685 divided by 5 gave me 137. 6.85 divided by 5 gave me 1.37. And then 68.5 divided by 5 gave me 13.7. So think about that pattern as we work on this problem.